so they are potentially my competitors right now, that they also possibly might be trying to hire this particular person. So I need to match the compensation. So that is where portals like Indeed, where the job openings are there, portals like levels.fyi, where the compensation is there, and then you can give a projection that if I, like earlier told as well, if I provide this person 50 LPA CTC, then what are the chances that this person is going to say yes to my company, or possibly like even refer to other people and so on. So combining both the sides of the ecosystem and not letting them work in isolation is the future, which I think is definitely very exciting.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for articulating that, Anshul. In fact, I was reminded of a question that was asked in the previous panel, saying, where do you think HR will be in 10 years' time? And I think it was Smita who tried to answer that. But I really hope that we all see the recording of the Anshul's answer in terms of saying how does systems and the maturity of those systems will come together to make sure that we get rid of all the unnecessary human interface, but make sure the key decisions that we need to make, I think is very obvious. And from a standpoint of Soumya, if any of us thought that the current Gen Z or the current young generation is not socially conscious, I think she clearly challenges that. And with all of us here in the Art of Living and all the programs that Art of Living offers us for all of us, I think more and more Soumyas are absolutely getting produced as we speak, with enormous amount of social consciousness. And Anshul's plan in terms of, or the broad contours of his plan in terms of eliminating unnecessary human interface to make sure that we live in a much more efficient world. I think those are the key trends. Shiva, Savita, do you agree? Anything before we close? One last point.
So first of all, I know the thought process where, and you see a gap of the generation, and the thought process also will happen. So I just want to give one example with a very simple thought. Just look back and see how our parents were doing the banking industry, right? They would go to bank, stand in the queue, do the cash deposit. You do that. And we lived through that generation. We have seen that happening. And today, when you look at it, where are we? Are we really going and standing in the queue? No, we are not. We are doing everything with the technology, and everything is happening. Now you have relationship managers for your account. They manage it. Your credit card scores are high. It's visible. All the banks are behind you. Take credit card, take loan. Your scores are fantabulous. So it's between just purely on us as where we want to draw this line of having that technology, and look at where you want to still keep that empathy with you, right? Immaterial, yes, the HR might not be there, but we might be called some fancy words when we get into those years. I don't know, I'm yet to think through what we will be called, but yeah, we will be there because you definitely need that human touch, immaterial what you're doing. Awesome. So that's all from my end. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, sir.
So I've been listening to the conversation, and Raj, we have also been speaking about it. For me, me and a couple of guys have been working for over now last 7-8 years, intensely last 4 years, in the area intersecting between neuroscience and behavioral science and technology. Because we believe the people, HR, for me, HR is a wider thing. I moved from corporate to academia. People are people everywhere. We need to deal with people. And basically what we've been working for the last, and what I want to talk about that briefly is that when we look at the world of work, wherever we are working, people look at work, mindfulness and wellness aspects around that, and I think they most largely think about any kind of simple interventions they want to kind of to resolve their problem. It could be Zumba, it could be any kind of activity or some kind of meditation, jig, and then you could look at using some apps like Calm or Headspace or any of the software. But I think what we are trying to do, and we call it Mind to the power of N, is using behavioral science and technology. We just launched it about 100 days back, so we're experimenting with different segments. So we're trying to create a set of products that are trying to do in the space of proactive self-therapy, because we believe that each of us needs a buddy. A buddy could be an individual, it could be a machine, it could be a machine or an individual. And basically also we want to nip the problem at the bud state. All of us, majority of the population in the next couple of years would be focusing, the issues are going to be on mindset, and mindfulness is going to be a critical part of what we need. Our ancients were masters in this. We have forgotten that. 5,000 years back, our ancients were masters in the art of mindfulness, the way they approach the problem, the kind of internal journey they went through. And today, and this very ashram teaches one aspects of how to be more mindful over several years. More than 180 countries this ashram, this particular organization is. And what we are